now. So let's open it up to the audience if that's all right. Any questions? Rebecca?
I went to Sydney String School, and we were lucky enough to go to London and sing for you the Taste of Your Tears.
All right.
And I can't, we were on the front page of the Telegraph. I've got no photos or nothing. Have you got any photos of it? And do you remember it?
I do remember, yeah. It was down at, I think it was in Holland Park. I'll have to have a look. I'm sure there were pictures done.
Yeah.
I kind of inherited a lot of the, I was lucky in some ways. Well, good thing that Perry as a manager and his team did do is they kind of collected and got back as much of the media that was created from the group, from TV performances and photo sessions, collected it all, and then it all just went into boxes. And then I inherited that, and that went into attics. And I've digitised quite a bit of it. I can't say I remember seeing any images from the event, but I do remember the event.
Because to me it was a good memory. We all had to wear black and it was good, very good.
Any other questions?
Yes, Paul. In 1985, you had an invite to go on Live Aid.
Yes.
Why did you turn it down?
I didn't turn it down. I did not turn it down. I fought very hard to try and get on it. What had happened was we'd broken in January of '85. We went out on a tour. I sat in the Britannia Hotel in Manchester with Bob Geldof. The Boomtown Rats were touring. They'd just done, Band Aid had been a hit, '84, big Christmas hit. The Boomtown Rats were out touring. No one was interested in the Boomtown Rats because they kind of had their moment. But Bob Geldof, I've always got on with Bob really well. He's a lovely guy. He always called me Kingy, which I quite like. And he was saying, "Oh, I'm putting this concert together. And I'd like to get all the pops. I want you to do the show. I want you to do it." Yeah, okay. And that was the January of '85. We went off and doing our things, and obviously Band Aid started to pick up momentum. And Perry Hayes saying to me, "You did say you wanted to be on it, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah, you did." He said, "Well, okay, we want to be on it." So I put in the call, we put in the calls. And of course it blossomed into a much bigger thing than when Bob was first starting it. And they did set it at this kind of thing. I think you had to have sold 1 million albums or something. They kind of put a little bottom target on, so at least anybody coming on had to have done a couple of million of something before they could even step out on the stage. So essentially we were too young in career terms to consider, but I'd love to have gone on it. And
even though you had a hit with a lot of time.
Yeah, it wasn't. We weren't that far. It was far too early. In real terms, we were like a couple of months into our career by the time it was all being organised. And maybe who knows if we'd have done it, it might have changed more things for us, or it might not. It benefited some and not others.
Gentlemen at the back there.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I was Teddy Boy, rockabilly, but also I started noticing things like Tempo Tudor, that punks and rockabillys were both listening, and then I found out punks were listening to things like Motorhead.
Yeah.
So when you came out, the image appealed to me because I could wear a smart suit, or I had the trousers up, and rattle can with Dr. Martin. I went to your gig at Leicester Devon for and I've always liked the crossovers like the Cramps and groups like that don't necessarily fit.
Yes.
I mean, I like Johnny Bennett and all the rock, but I also like things that don't fit in and always have a slot that you're in a cake. You ain't got to be confined to
a little box.
Stereotype cake.
Yeah, I know.
So when I started listening to your music, it was much about the image.
Sure.
Was there a conscious decision by you and him just go with what his Doctor and roller?
Oh no, I think, as I say, with Perry identified what Perry's background, as I say, was fashion, and as a stylist, he had pretty much put the whole look together for the first Spandau Ballet. So early Spandau Ballet that you ever saw in all the kilts, that was Perry.
And would you have walked in down the street like that as well?
Oh yeah, we did. I mean, that was the thing. He lived it out 100%. He kind of identified the Doc's thing. Well, actually, funny enough, I had started spray painting Docs. I'd first seen that here in Coventry back in the early 70s with the football fans coming from London. And I remember seeing West Ham, Coventry City, and Highfield Road. And the West Ham fans all turned up with sprayed Dr. Martin Bliss, and it was all around actually from the Gary Glitter thing. They had actually spray painted metallic Dr. Martens, and I thought, oh, that's like a great look. And so I'd started to do that, but Perry, of course, then evolved that into something again. And we also got in touch with Dr. Martin's owners.
Not so they sponsored.
They did, yeah, they did, the earliness. She gives them the ball that now. I'm looking at the latest version of Dr. Martin, and yeah, that was us. It was all our things, but hey.
Right, last question. You had your hand up behind Tony.
Yeah, hi Paul. The song Platform 1,
Yes.
you sing the line, we'll disappear like Monica Rowe.
Yes.
And I always wondered, who's Monica Rowe?
Do you not know who Monica Rose is?
No, Monica Rose, I thought it was Monica Rowe.
It's Monica Rose.
Oh, Monica Rose, oh, my hearing.
Nobody knows Monica Rose.
She on a game show?
She was on Opportunity, not Opportunity Knocks. Yes, it was Opportunity Knocks with Huey Green.
Oh, okay.
But not Opportunity Knocks actually. No. It was Open the Box.
Open the box, yeah.
Open the Box. She was
Michael Mars?
Michael Mars, exactly. And she was his
That's
hostess.
Right.
So she disappeared, so nobody knows who she is. It all happened by then.
All right, okay. Let's do one last question then.
Hi Paul, if you could go back in time to the time machine, which year would you pick to go back and do
I think I would like to be. I'd like to be in New York at the turn of the century, 20th century, not the century. Because being a 20th century kid and everything we came to be, and so much of what was that American culture that had a huge influence on me, and the evolution of that, and New York as a city, as a melting pot of that, has always fascinated me. So I'd like to have been a part of that, if possible. But nothing from the 80s or 70s, if that's what you think. I mean, I feel very lucky and blessed to grow up in those eras. I really do believe that. It was a fantastic time. I think in musical terms, 70s. My brother-in-law's a sound engineer. And in fact, he was a sound engineer at CBS. I worked with him before I ended up marrying his sister. But and he worked with Van Morrison latterly for the last 15 years. So he has a theory that there's no decent record made beyond the 70s. And I always argue with that being an 80s recording artist. But I understand what you're saying. He made more the sonic qualities of those records. And by the 1970s, I think anybody who came up through there were very lucky in musical terms, because firstly you had this whole explosion of musical ideas and sounds, and what we've done from genres, from disco through to punk, to reggae, to country, to singer-songwriters, progressive rock. So much of stuff that you can still hear now across the world. But also the technology was there, so the recording technology, the crafts, the equipment that people could use to make those records, and they do sound beautiful. And of course the electronics and synthesizers never brought that along. I think we were very, very, anybody who came through that era as ideas of music fan, you can't help but actually think, well, I'm really bloody lucky to be there at that moment. Because it is so much of it influential and involved in it still is, I think.
Right, okay, thank you so much, gentlemen, and thank you especially.